Hi friends, welcome back to another video. I was in the middle of potting up these hydrangeas and I decided to take you guys along. I already potted up 2, then I was like, why not just record the process? I have 20 minutes to spare, so here I am recording this quick video. Now, if you know me, well, if you've been following me for a while, you know I love hydrangeas. I cannot do without them. From the moment I discovered them, I just knew I had to have at least one of every variety out there, of every cultivar out there. Like, I just had to have them. And I love hydrangeas in containers. They're just beautiful. They're just so gorgeous. All right, so you can have success with hydrangeas in containers for a long period of time. You can have them live in your containers forever, for 2 to 3 years to 5 years, however long you want them to be in your container. It depends on the size of the container, the right environment, I guess to say. So for this particular hydrangea, it is pretty heavy. Let's see. See how big she is? She's huge. She came from a 3-gallon container. Right here, 3-gallon. I bought this hydrangea in Bowie down at Patuxent Nursery. This is a Let's Dance Starlight Reblooming Shrub. It is at mature height and width, 2 to 3 feet, and this looks about 2 to 3 feet in height and width. So she can live in this container forever as long as I continuously fertilize her and top dress the soil with like worm castings, or even once in a while give her liquid feed instead of pellets. Like maybe like some fish fertilizer. There's this one particular one that stinks. It's at Home Depot. The size of the container matters. So if you're just planting your hydrangeas just for one season, or just for like color on your porch, your deck, your patio, just for a season, the size of the container doesn't matter at all. You can plant it in something like this. It doesn't matter. You can plant it in even a smaller one like this. This is about maybe 8 to 10 inches across. It doesn't matter because it's just for a season, so it won't affect that plant. And then eventually you will plant it in the ground in fall. For this hydrangea, however, I planted it in a huge container because it's going to live in this container for a while. The bigger the root ball, the bigger the container I go for. Now, I have a few hydrangeas that are a little bit smaller and a few that I'm going to be dividing as well. One, I'm going to divide in 3 as well. I'm going to plant it in, I'm going to start off in something like this because the root ball is going to be like this small. Like this small, and I don't want to shock it. I don't want to put it in a huge container and it just gets lost in the container. So I'm going to start it small and work my way up. So let's just pop these up and then we can discuss tips and tricks on how to have success with them and for your hydrangeas to bloom, whether they're in containers or in the ground, whether they're panicles or a big leaf like these, or they're smooth hydrangeas, or they are oak leaf hydrangeas. It doesn't matter the cultivar. I hope I'm saying that right. It doesn't matter what type of hydrangea you have. I can get them to bloom for you. Okay, so the next hydrangea, this is City Line Paris. This is very compact. This only gets 1 to 3 feet tall. It's already at 1 feet tall already. I can plant this in a small size container, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide this into 3. I mean, if I can get 3 from 1, why wouldn't you divide it? I'm going to start it off. I'm going to start off one of them in something like this. And also these. I get my containers from Home Depot, Lowe's, but majority of them come from Facebook Marketplace. I love to shop secondhand. I'm sorry, that's just who I am. I love to repurpose other people's stuff, okay? And I save a lot of things from going to the landfill. So, hey, I'm adding my 2 pieces of making the environment better. Right. When you're dividing your hydrangeas, you want to be very careful because you don't want to break anything. I should have divided this before it leafed out, but you know, I'm busy. I did not have the time. It got away from me, so I'm going to do it now. Oops. There we go. There are 3 plugs in this hydrangea, 3 of them, and I can see them clearly. There is one right here, and then you have these two right here. So I'm going to take here's one, and then we're going to separate this one into two. Now you have 3 hydrangeas from 1 hydrangea, so I got 3 for the price of 1. So I'm gonna just pot up these hydrangeas and share with you tips and tricks that I do to have success with hydrangeas in containers. I've gotten a lot of questions over the period of time I've been here on YouTube regarding me having hydrangeas in containers. Like, what do I do in the wintertime with them? Do I take them inside? How do I keep them happy? A lot of people didn't even know that you can plant hydrangeas in containers and leave them there. It all depends on the size of the container. So for a container like this is, I think, a 20-inch, 18 to 20 inches wide, and maybe the same depth. It's great for containers to live in. So this container right here, this specific hydrangea, this is a Nantucket blue hydrangea. It came in a 3-gallon container, and it's been in this for 1 year now, and it's happy. As you can see, she looks fabulous. She looks amazing, okay? And over here, you can't really see, but this one over here is the same thing, and they are thriving, guys. They do not require a lot at all. As long as you know the type of hydrangeas you have, if they can take sun, or if they can take full sun, or they need part shade, or do they bloom on new wood or old wood? Are they re-blooming, or do they bloom on old wood and new wood? Once you figure out the specific type of hydrangea, it's very, very easy for you. So now that we divided the hydrangeas, it's time to pop them up. I'm using an organic potting mix. It is Harvest potting mix. It's just a regular organic potting mix. There's nothing inside of it. You can control your fertilizer that you add in. So I'm just going to use that. And also, I don't add anything to the bottom of my containers. I know a lot of people add like gravel or maybe like broken terracotta to help with the drainage, so maybe the drainage hole doesn't get clogged. I personally don't do that. I never had the need to do that. Not saying that for the individuals who do that is wrong, because there is no rules to gardening. You just do what works for you. So that's what I'm doing. I've never had any issues, so I'm not going to change up what I do now. Okay, so the next hydrangea I'm going to be potting up is called a zebra hydrangea. Do you say zebra or do you say zebra? I say zebra. It's a black stem hydrangea, guys. It is a black stem hydrangea. And currently the stems are not black, so I'm going to watch it throughout the season to see if it's going to get black. But it blooms white or cream. I mean, beautiful. It's gorgeous. So this is the second black stem hydrangea I have. The other one is over here. I don't know if you can see, but it's It's over here. I had already potted this up before I started the video. All right, so this is the container I'm going to be using. It's a good size. This is a 2-gallon. This is like another 3-gallon or 2-gallon container. This is a 3-gallon container, and the tag says it gets 4 feet by 3 feet. If you don't want to get that big, plant it in a container. Container kind of restrict them a little bit so they can't like branch out and reach out and have all the extra moisture, all the excess nutrients from the soil. So when they're in a container, they don't get that big and they are a little bit more slow growing. So normally you hear never prune your big leaf hydrangea, and if you need to prune them immediately after they bloom. However, this hydrangea, as you can see, all the dried up dead stems I took out of it. Once it leaves out, you can tell what's dead from what's not dead, and you can tell what's going to bloom from what's not going to bloom. It has no leaves, it has no buds, so you can go in carefully and trim them out. So that's what I did. Just now. I have some more hydrangeas that's already potted up that I'm going to go get to come put over here, and maybe put another one there. Yeah. I think this is a Blushing Bride by Monrovia. If I'm not wrong, this is probably Blushing Bride. Sometimes when you buy hydrangeas on clearance, they do not come with a tag. I have a few hydrangeas that I don't know what they are. I know that they are a big leaf hydrangea. I can change the color, but I'm not sure the exact name of the hydrangea because it did not come with a tag. That's a part of the game where you buy clearance plants, but I don't mind. My allergies are horrible this season. Ooh. Excuse me. Okay, I am running out of light. The sun went down and I still have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hydrangeas, 6 hydrangeas I need to put in containers, but I ran out of potting mix. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow.
Mommy, yeah. I go get my 2 cupcakes for me and you, please.
For you and Adisha. You can give Adisha one.
Okay.
So friends, today is like the 3rd day. I finished up, well, I'm not even finished, honestly. So the last thing you saw, I was pruning some of these hydrangeas, and then I lost light. I said in the morning I would, you know, finish up, but guess what? It's like day 3 now, and I'm just now trying to wrap up this video. Hectic around here, busy. Okay, so let's talk about if your hydrangeas are blooming. So if your hydrangea is not blooming, maybe it's not getting enough sun. But if it is getting enough sun but it's still not blooming, I would recommend you to get your soil tested. Your soil is probably low in phosphorus and high in nitrogen. Nitrogen is what gives you that lush, beautiful green growth, but there's no blooms. Phosphorus is what gives you that beautiful blooms, fruits, buds, and a strong root system. So when you look on your fertilizer bag, you have 3 numbers. The first number is nitrogen, the second number is phosphorus, and the third number is potassium. You want that middle number to be higher than the other 2 numbers. That's phosphorus. You need to find a fertilizer to fertilize your plants that's high in phosphorus. I would highly recommend you guys try Flower Girl by Dr. Earth. It is amazing.
I get past you?
Go ahead, ma'am. It is amazing, guys. I was introduced to it by Yulia from Y Garden. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I highly recommend. So get your soil tested to see what might be the issue if your hydrangeas are getting enough sun. Yes. Yes, you can pass.
Yeah.
You can pass. Highly recommend that. So dig them up. As I was saying, where am I? Oh my gosh, I can't think. You guys. Okay. So as I was saying, if they are getting enough sun, get your soil tested first before you do anything else to see what's lacking and what's not. And then I highly recommend you to use that fertilizer. If they're not getting enough sun, I would recommend that you dig them up in the fall and move them somewhere else where they can get more sun. Not enough where they will burn, but just enough for them to bloom, because sometimes that's the only thing. But if they are getting enough sun and they're still not blooming and you're not lacking anything in your soil, still try to use the Flower Girl fertilizer. Excuse me. Still try to use the Flower Girl fertilizer. It is amazing. I highly recommend. Now, as far as winter, what do I do with my containers in the wintertime? Nothing. I leave them right here. I have about, I'm not even going to count. I have a lot. I have 4 over here, and we're not going to talk about what's up here and what's down there, but I do have a lot. I just leave them right here. This is like the east side of the house. They get morning sun, sheltered midday sun, and then that's it. They are protected between my house and the neighbor's house. The neighbor's house is like right here. So they are protected. Not a lot of strong winds come through here, and they get heat, radiate heat off of the house in the winter time, so they are perfectly fine. The most I do is come out once in a while to make sure the soil is not completely like dried out. But if you live in a colder zone, once again I'm in zone 7, if you live in a colder zone, I would highly recommend that you put them in a hot unheated garage or unheated shed, and raise them up off the ground, off the cold floor. Put them on legs or cardboard or something of the sort. If they are in ground, you can wrap them in burlap, especially the big leaf hydrangeas, because they're more prone to losing their buds in a really hard winter. Adija, leave him alone please, and be nice. My son is 4 and he is at this stage where I thought Turbo 2s were over. Whew. As I was saying, you can wrap them in burlap or blanket sheets, whatever it is, to keep the frost off of them, off of the buds, because they microphylla hydrangeas or big leaf hydrangeas, they bloom on old wood, which means they set next year's bloom on this year's growth. You can also use chicken wire around it and pack it in with leaves in the fall. Of course, you got to make sure the leaves off the hydrangeas are already like gone, defoliated, and then you can pack it in with leaves. So that's what I can recommend. This is from my own experience, guys. I am not a professional, but you can try these things and see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. If you already have something that works for you, continue to do that. If it's not working for you, feel free to try one of the things I recommended. And that's going to be it for this video. Yes. Okay, Amelia.
I have soda.
No more soda today, Amelia. You've had enough. Water.
I didn't drink one.
Do you want to go to the dentist and have your teeth pulled out?
No.
Do you want to have sores on your skin?
No.
Okay. Water.
Yeah.
And fruits.
Yummy.
So guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up and get to these kids. They are getting fussy, so if you don't see me again for a while, you know where I'm at and what I'm doing. Okay guys, bye guys. Mwah.